My name is Helen Desmond. Today is November 15th, 2011. I'm here to interview Henry Rosenfarb, who is a survivor of the Nazi Holocaust. I am doing this under the auspices of the Holocaust Documentation and Education Center, Incorporated. The purpose of this interview is to add to the oral history of the Holocaust, so that through this living memorial, future generations will know what happened. With this knowledge, we hope to prevent any such occurrence in the future. Good morning, Mr. Rosenfarb. Thank you for coming. Would you please state your name?
Henry Rosenfarb.
What was your name at birth?
Nehemiah Rosenfarb.
And we'll begin by talking about the town from which you came, but please tell me first, where were you born?
Lodz.
What country is Lodz?
Poland.
What was your birth date?
That's December 18, 1924.
Okay, now we'd like to talk about the pre-war years. Where did you grow up?
Lodz.
And do you know at the time of your birth about how many people were living in Lodz at the time you were a young boy?
No.
Okay. Approximately how large was the Jewish population in
Big.
Lodz? Yeah. You have any, were there many synagogues in the city?
Yes.
About how many?
I don't know.
A lot?
A lot.
A lot of synagogues? How did most of the people in Lodz earn their living?
It's mostly in commercial, you know. They have they make all kind things for the wear, to wear all kinds
Fabrics?
fabrics.
And what about the Jewish people?
What do you mean?
Well, were the Jewish people involved in this particular industry?
Yes, yes.
Yes? Okay. Were there professional Jewish people?
There were some.
Okay. Let's talk a little bit now about how your own family lived during those early pre-war years.
Right.
How many children were in your immediate family?
6.
Could you give me their names?
Sure.
In the order of how old they were. The oldest first.
The old when?
The oldest child.
Yeah, what time?
At any time. They're always the oldest.
The oldest?
Yeah, what was his
in
name?
1939?
No, when you, as you were growing up, before the war,
Right.
what was the name of your oldest brother or sister?
Brother. Gabriel.
Was that a boy?
A boy.
And then?
Then Arya. A boy.
Yes.
Then Yocheved. A girl. Oh, no. I mixed. I got another boy.
Okay.
It's Yossel.
Before you have it?
Before Yocheved.
Yeah.
Then Yocheved.
Yeah.
And then Laya.
Another girl.
Another girl. Then me, Nehemiah.
Oh. And so you were
The
youngest.
Right.
Okay. And what were your parents' names? Your father's name?
Zelig.
And how about your mother's name?
Frida.
Do you remember your mother's maiden name?
Yes. Wolbromski.
Could-
Wolbromski. WOLBR O
M?
F W
Oh, W.
SKI.
Okay.
Wolbromski.
S-K-I. Okay.
Right.
All right. Did you have a large family of aunts, uncles, grandparents living near you?
Yes, yes,
Cousins?
yes.
Tell me about that.
I got a large family. See, we used to have, my father comes from a little town, and Lodge is a big town. So they didn't make no living in the little town. So we moved to Lodge, to the big town, before I was born. And then we got a lot of relatives in the little town.
How far away was that?
Oh, it was about 100 kilometers. That's just it.
What was that town?
Stashov. Stashov was my mother's town. Then Chmelnik was my father's town. A lot of Jewish people live there.
And Helmich. Okay. Did you have grandparents?
Grandparents, yes, but I don't remember them.
All right. Tell me about what you remember about holidays in your home. What do you remember about holidays in your home?
I remember, sure.
What were they like?
It was very, very nice. We looking forward for holidays. It was very nice, the holidays. And by my father and my mother, they was religious, very religious, Orthodox. And the holiday, we observed holidays very, very much. And we used to go to the shul with my father, and then we used to come home, and we used to sometimes go to relatives.
Was a happy time?
Happy, very happy. Holidays.
And you mentioned the shul. Did your parents go? Did your father go to shul on a regular basis?
Every day. To the shtibel. They call this a shtibel. That's, you know.
Can you explain the difference between a big shul and a shtibel?
Yeah, oh sure. A shtibel was very religious, very Orthodox. And it was, there was like the Hasidim, they believed in a rabbi. And they used to get together in the shtibel. And I used to go with my father Friday night and Saturday. My father used to go every morning. If I didn't go, I would have to go to school. So my father went into the shtibel, and they called this the Ger shtibel.
The Ger shtibel.
The Ger
they
shtibel.
followed the Ger rabbi.
Was a Ger Chusit. Yeah, my father. And they called this the Ger shtibel. Yeah.
So that was pretty well known.
Oh yeah, pretty well known.
Mm-hmm. Did your mother go? Did women go at all at that time?
My mother, she used to go. No, I don't remember she used to go. And she was very religious. I don't remember she used to go to the shul.
Or your sisters?
My sister, no, I don't remember.
Okay.
My brothers went. Right.
Let's talk about your schooling. How far were you? How many years of schooling did you have?
I got it public school. I got 5 years.
Okay. Did you go further than public school?
No. I didn't finish public school even. I started working.
How old were you when you started working?
12.
Okay. Did you have a bar mitzvah?
Oh yeah.
Can you describe that to me?
Yeah, it's in the shtibel.
In the shtibel?
My father took a bottle of schnapps, and we went to the shtibel, and it was the day for my bar mitzvah, and I got a aliyah. I went up to the Sefer Torah, and then all this Hasidim, there was, I don't remember women, was just men.
Just men. Okay. And so you had to have some training
Oh yeah.
What kind of training did you have?
I went to a Hebrew school, yeshiva.
When did you go?
I started earlier than the public school, before the public school. I started probably when I was like 3 or 4 years old, very early. Yes, and I went till about till about 12, I'm sure. Till about 12.
Till your bar mitzvah.
Before the bar mitzvah. I know everything. I know how to say it. I know everything.
So when did you go after public school? I mean, when you came home from public school?
Yeah, I went before. Then you're right. I went after public school. I went after public school. Then I went also on Sunday when it's no public school. I went the whole day, and after public school too. Sure. I went after public school.
Okay.
And before public school, when I started for public school when I was 7 years old, and I went in the Ghetto from 3 or 4 years till 7, constantly.
All right. So during these years, were your brothers and sisters still in the house with you?
Yes.
Were any of them married?
Yes. They got married.
Mm-hmm.
Like a few years before the war.
Before the war. So you were you ever in the house alone without any sisters and brothers? Or were some of them still living with you?
Before the war?
Before the war.
Oh yeah, my family, my father, my mother, my sister.
Right. Your sisters?
And
okay.
And a brother. 2 brothers got married.
I see. Were there grandchildren?
Yeah, oh sure. My brothers got I got nephews, yeah. I got oh sure. My brother got 2, one got 1.
Before the war started?
Before the war, sure.
Okay. Now, were you or any of your family members of any organization other than the Shul? Did they belong to any Zionist organizations or any other kind of organizations?
Yeah, I think so. My brother Yossel, he and my sister too, Jochwit, they belong to the Paulitzian, Zionists, right? Not me.
Did you have any interest in those? Did you have any interest in those organizations?
No.
That organization?
No, I didn't have the interest. I was too young. But they was very involved. Yeah.
Did they want to go to Palestine?
Yes, yes.
So were they planning to go at that time?
I don't know. They were planning to go. They couldn't afford to go. I don't think so.
Okay. Were you involved in any sports? Did you like to play sports?
Yeah, I played some sports. I played soccer. Yes.
Okay. Do you remember? Oh, and what did your father do to earn a living? How did he?
We finished the women's stocking. Women's stocking. We finished him.
He was a finisher.
We used to pick up from the factory. There still was in white, but from us, we finished them, the top and the bottom, and from us, they went to dye them.
And where did you do this work?
In house.
In the house. And is this what you were doing?
I was doing too. When I was 12 years old, I started doing too. Correct.
How many other of your sisters or brothers worked with you and your father?
And my father.
Yeah, but were any other of your siblings working with you?
Yeah, sure.
The whole family?
The whole family. And now my brother Yossel and the other 2 brothers already got married. My brother Yossel, he worked in a different line. He made shoes. He made shoes. But my 2 sisters and me, we worked in the house.
Did your mother work also?
No, she housewife. She didn't work. She took care of the cooking and cleaning.
Do you remember any incidents of anti-Semitism before 1939?
Oh yeah, Oh, sure. In the school.
Tell me about that.
They used to. We used to go in the school together with the Gentiles, with the Polish, and they used to. And they used to be. They used to fight us. And they used to fight us, and they called us dirty names. Gigi to Palestine means go to Palestine, and all this. And they used to, when it was winter time, they used to throw on us from snowballs when we left the class. So yeah, I remember this very well.
Did the Jewish children fight back?
Oh yeah, sure, we fight back.
Did
No,
anybody
they
try
didn't
to stop it?
Who tried to stop it?
Did anybody try to
Not
stop it?
special, no. This was after the class, you know.
What about the teachers in the public
The
school?
teachers, some was Jewish teachers too, and the teachers they didn't. They actually this happened. The teachers sometimes didn't see it after we dissolved the class when we went out from the class.
I understand.
So
but did
so
the
they stopped-
teachers themselves show any anti-Semitism?
yes, oh sure, sure, they used to hit you. They used
Really?
to, right, teachers too. Yeah, oh sure.
They would hit the Jewish children?
They used to hit. They used to hit you for certain reasons. You didn't behave yourself or something. They used to hit you. And that was, well, you know, the Jewish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, let's talk about the time that Hitler first came to power in
Right.
Europe
Right.
before the war came to Poland.
Hitler didn't come to Poland before the war.
Not Hitler, but Nazism. You know,
Nazism before the
anti-Semitism.
war.
Yeah.
Anti-Semitism.
Well, let me ask you, during those pre-war years in Poland, what did you hear about what was happening in Germany?
Oh yeah, we heard.
How?
That says they send out the Polish Jews. They send out from Germany, and they put them to the border from Poland, and we hear about it. And it was a year before the war, 1938, I remember. And they beat them up. They send them out. Then I heard it already that Hitler's come to took over Germany, and it's no good for the Jews over there.
How did your family feel about that? Did your parents discuss this?
Not special.
No. Did any of those people, those Jewish people who were sent out of Germany,
Right.
did any of them come into Lodz?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Did your family have any contact with
No.
them?
No.
Okay. Did your everyday life change as Hitler was getting stronger in Germany? Did anything happen in Poland that reflected on what Hitler was doing?
It started getting a little. It started getting a little worse. The Polish also getting more anti-Semitism, and it's especially a lot of German was in Lodz too, and they start getting more, and you feel a little discriminate. Yeah.
Did anybody in your family talk about leaving Poland before the
No.
war?
No, couldn't afford it.
And how were you getting the news? Did you hear by radio? Did you have a radio?
Radio, right? We
And
have a
it-
radio.
And newspapers?
Newspapers too. We have newspapers, Jewish newspapers.
Were they telling the story?
Yeah, a little bit. Yes.
Okay. All right, so now let's talk about 1939, about the early days of the Nazi occupation before the ghetto.
Yeah, sure.
Where were you living when the war broke out on September 1st, 1939?
Correct.
Where were you living?
In
Were-
Lodz.
Were you living at home?
Home.
Okay. Now, what happened in Lodz from that day until the Nazis first came into Lodz?
Right.
What happened? Did they come in right away?
They come in about a few days later.
What happened during those few days? What did your family do?
My family do. I got one brother, Yossel, and ran away.
Where did they run away to?
Over the another side to the Russian. He ran away over the border.
With his family?
No, he didn't have no family.
Oh,
That's the single one.
Oh, okay.
The single one. He ran away, and then he sent somebody for my sister, and she ran away. So
Which one?
Yocheved. Yeah, she ran away, and my brother ran away.
And did they stay with the Russians?
They stay out in Poland,
Yeah.
in the site where the Russian occupied.
Right. And did they survive the war?
They survived.
Did they go to Russia eventually? Did they follow the Russians when
The
they
Russians sent them away to Siberia.
Oh, they did.
Yes,
Okay.
the Russians sent them away.
Okay. That's
Yes.
what I wanted to know.
Right,
Okay.
correct.
And they survived.
They survived.
Okay. Now, what did your parents do? Did they remain at home?
They remain home.
Was there any were you aware of the war? Did you know of fighting? Could you hear anything?
Yeah, I heard that the German it occupied, and they're getting stronger, and they occupied Poland, and in certain parts of Poland, the Russian occupied. I heard about it.
All right. When did the Germans actually come into Lodz? When was the first
I worked
time?
later. It must be September 8th.
Okay. Can you describe that day?
Oh yeah,
Tell me
I
about
remember.
it.
I saw them coming in with the horses and in some tanks and some in the army coming in. They marched in on the streets. They marched, and I remember there's in all this the German population from Lodz put them flowers. They give them all kind. They throw chocolate. They make all kind, and it was very happy occasion for them. And we know it that's going to be no good for us.
Can you describe the first time you actually came face to face with a German soldier?
Oh yeah.
When
Yes.
did that happen?
This happened right a couple days later.
What
Maybe
happened?
1 or 2 days later. I got I went on the street to get some food, and they caught me, and they put me on a truck, and they took me away to where the Polish army used to be there, and they took it over to clean up, to do some work. And they catch a whole bunch of Jewish people, young people.
Young people. How
Right.
old were you then?
I
How-
was 15 years.
What were you thinking? What was going through your mind at that time?
I was thinking that it's going to be bad, but it's just a temporary thing. It's going to
How did they treat you?
bad. They hit you, and then they took us back home.
How long did that happen?
Young today, just a few, 10 hours, something like that.
Hmm. They took you back into the city.
I don't know, to the house, or they dropped us off and we walked
Mhm.
home.
Did any of the Gentile people make any attempt to protect the Jews?
No,
What was their reaction when they saw these things happening?
a lot of they like it. I think they got they must be got caught too. I don't know. A lot of Polish people also got catched.
So they didn't know, when they caught you, they did not know that you were Jewish?
Yes, they know it.
How did they know it?
They know it the way we in the Jewish section.
Oh.
So it's mostly Jewish people live there.
Oh, so where you lived was mostly Jewish people?
Mostly Jewish, 99%.
How far away did you have to walk to go to school then?
Oh yeah, we have to walk. We walk about maybe half an hour
To get out of the Jewish neighborhood and
to go to school.
to
Right.
go to school.
Right.
I see.
Correct.
All right. What new laws did now this is before the ghetto.
Right.
What new laws did the Germans impose upon you? What did they tell you you had to do at that time?
Tell me to put up signs. They
Oh.
put up signs.
And what did the sign
The
say?
sign says you're supposed to go on the not on the sidewalk. You're supposed to go on the Jewish people are not supposed to go on the sidewalk. They're supposed all kind different proclamation, different things how we have to behave ourselves. Anti-Jewish, yeah.
You were the youngest.
Right.
Were any of your other siblings still in school at that time?
No school.
No school. What
They
happened?
were working.
They were all working. Okay. So how did your life change? What was the food situation then?
The life changed. We didn't have no work.
No more
No,
work?
when the German come in, no more work.
They stopped the factories?
They stopped the factories. And we just barely made the boat. We went to the bakery and to get some food, and we have to stay in line also. And we barely could able to afford to have enough food. We didn't have money probably left too much. So what we got, and we didn't know work. And we got to stay home, and that's it.
Was food rationed?
Who?
Was food rationed?
Oh yeah, they start rationing. Oh sure. Rationing, sure. They give you, got some kind. You get, you have to go to the Jewish center, some kind, and you get the tickets to get to the bakery to get so much bread, and so much this. Yeah.
Okay. Did you have to wear a yellow armband?
Yes.
Okay.
Armband, then we wear a star.
Both?
No. They took off the armband and a star. I think in the back too, the front and the back. I think. Yeah.
How did you put that on your clothing?
On the clothing.
How?
Yeah, we sew it. We sew it with this, right?
Mm-hmm.
With a needle and cotton.
All right. So what happened next? After, how long did it last before the ghetto was formed?
About 3 months, I think. Maybe 4 months.
Mm.
Yes.
Now tell me about that. What happened when they started to form the ghetto?
When they get there, they put on wiring, they put on gates, and they put from the better sections. They put on in the real Jewish low class section. They made the ghetto, and then just happened that where we lived belonged to the ghetto.
So you did not have to move.
You don't have to move. So and we was in the ghetto. They made a ghetto.
All right. How did you find out that that you were going to be enclosed within this area?
They made a proclamation. They will put up signs all over the building. Signs. That's how you to behave yourself, how to do it. Not to go out at night, not the restrictions, curfews.
You had a curfew.
Sure.
In the ghetto.
In the ghetto, sure.
All right. So you did not have to move.
No.
But what happened to the other people in Lodge who came to the ghetto? Where did they have to live?
They give him the right away was a Jewish organization.
What was that organization called? Do you remember?
They put down his name was Rumkowski. The Germans picked him, and there was a Jewish committee.
What was that committee called?
The committee, the Ghetto-Verwaltung, the ghettos. They took care for the Jewish people.
All right. Was it called a Judenrat?
Judenrat, yes, something like this. Judenrat, yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
And this man Rumkowski was the head of the...
He was the head of the Judenrat.
Okay. Do you remember the date that they closed, people started coming into the
date
ghetto?
they closed the ghetto was in I think in April 30th. I think so. May 4th was already.
All right, so this was in the following year. This was 1940. Did your house have to take in any other people?
Yes.
All right.
We have to take in other people, right.
All right. Before other people came, how many people were living in your house?
5.
Okay. Now, how many people did you have to take in?
3.
Did you know these people?
No. They used to come from another town.
Who guarded the ghetto? Do you remember that?
Who?
Who guarded the ghetto?
Who guarded the ghetto? Soldiers. The special soldiers, if I got the name. Not SS. It's just a different. Special guards. So in uniform.
German? Were they all German?
Germans, all German. Guarded the ghetto, only Germans.
Okay.
Even sometimes there wasn't the German army. Sometimes they took from Poland the Germans too. Germans, like they called this Volksdeutschen. They took him too to the army, so they could guard too. They speak Polish too.
That was important for them.
Yes.
To have somebody that spoke Polish.
Correct.
Did you speak or understand German at that time?
No, a little bit, very little. Yiddish is a little similar.
So you could understand?
Oh, yeah, sure, I could understand.
What languages did you speak at that time?
Yiddish.
And did you speak Polish?
Oh, yeah.
What was, well, I did ask you that question. Let's talk about the living conditions in the ghetto.
Right.
So now there were 8 people.
Right.
How many rooms were in your home?
2.
2 rooms. Okay. Tell me about the food conditions in the ghetto.
Food?
Mm-hmm.
We give rations. They give you the ration. We always was hungry. Very hungry. We didn't have enough to food. We didn't get enough to eat.
Water. Did you have running water in your apartment?
No, not in our building. No, we don't have no running water. We got it outside. We used to have a how you call this, a pump.
A pump.
Pump, correct.
Was there heat in the winter time? Heat.
Heat. No heat. We used to have a oven some kind to put up some heat. We bought this kind of bricks or something, wood. We made ourselves an oven to put up heat.
Were you able to get wood and
in the ghetto?
Yes.
Nothing. No heat. The ghetto we have no heat.
How did you keep warm in the winter time?
We put on some more. What's cold? We put up some more smartness, more things.
Tell me about how 8 people slept in 2 rooms.
Yeah.
Where did you sleep? How did you sleep?
We got beds. I slept with my father, and my mother slept with the two my sisters.
And what about
two beds.
The 3 other people?
In the other room. They got some special. We got little beds.
Cots.
They give us cots. They put it up for the other people.
And how did you all get along in that environment?
We got along. It's a little, we got along. I don't remember no fighting.
Who was it? I mean, was it a family?
A family. Father and a mother and a son.
Okay. Did you become friendly?
Yes, I will say yes.
Okay. Was there electricity in the apartment?
Electricity, yeah. Yeah.
Was it on? Did you have use of it throughout the ghetto years?
Electric, yeah, we got the, yeah, sure. We got the electric bulbs, sure.
And how about toilet facilities?
Outside, but also outside. Was no, there is no, we have to go outside.
Tell me, what happened if somebody got sick during the ghetto years?
It happens to my father and to my mother.
What happened?
They got sick. And a year later, more than a year, 1941, in June, they got sick.
What kind of sickness did they have?
They got all kind with the stomach sickness and all kind of sickness.
Were there any health care?
Yeah,
for
they took him to the hospital. It was a hospital, and they died.
In the hospital?
They died in the hospital.
And your mother too?
And my mother both died
at the same time?
About the difference in a month, right? In June and August 1941.
So were there doctors available to?
There were some doctors in the ghetto, sure.
Okay. Did you ever get sick?
Did I get sick? No. No. I just got hungry, that's all. Hungry all the time.
All the time. Were there any epidemics in the ghetto?
It was some. Oh, sure. Not by me.
All right, let me ask you this. When your parents died,
Right.
were you able to bury them in a Jewish manner?
Yes. Yes, they buried them in, together with the whole, though after the war I couldn't find them. They put them in together in a cemetery, the Jewish cemetery, in a big hole.
There was a mass grave for dead?
A mass grave, right. A mass grave. A lot of people died, a lot of people. So they put them all together in a mass grave. So I couldn't find their bodies.
Was there a rabbi present?
Yes. It happened to be for my family too. My cousin. He performed.
He performed the ceremony. So that was permitted. They allowed you to do that.
Yes, in the ghetto, sure. The cemetery, it was part from the ghetto.
Were you ever able to get in and out of the ghetto?
No.
No way.
No way.
Now let's talk about the work that you did in the ghetto.
Sure.
Tell me about that.
We used to put throw down a whole section of houses. They call this demolition in English, Abbruchstelle in German. We throw down a lot of houses outside the ghetto. We went out. It was a gate. The German was watching, the German, and we went out, they count us, and then we walked back right by the ghetto. They throw down a lot of houses, and they took all the bricks to ship that to Germany to build houses. They need the bricks.
So you went out in a group?
Group, sure, with a group.
Okay.
Men only.
How did you get this job? How did they select you?
They give it to me. Die Arbeitsstelle von the Jewish Arbeitsamt, Jewish workers, they give it to you. They tell you what to do.
Did this come through the Judenrat?
The Judenrat took, but they have special people what what they took care for the jobs.
Okay. So that was from the Arbeitsreich.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Arbeitsamt, right. The Judenrat was on top of this.
Okay. So how many men were in your group, would you say?
Oh, must be between 200 and 300.
That many?
Oh, yeah, sure. At least. Oh, sure.
So why did they knocked down the houses to send the bricks back to Germany.
Right.
What happened to the people who lived in those houses?
They chased them. They took them out before. There's a lot of Jewish people there too, in this section. They took them all out. They make it empty.
So,
empty. Even there's Polish people. They took them all out. There was all empty houses.
Mm-hmm. So while you were doing this work on the outside,
right,
were you ever able to find anything in the houses that could help you survive?
Yeah, I could. Oh, but they wouldn't let you. You have to give it away to the Germans. You have to. You couldn't take back to the ghetto. They watch you.
Okay. Did you do that the whole time that you were in?
Not the whole time. Actually, I did it till almost about 3 years. Then I did the last year I was in a electrical some kind company, but they made some telephones, some kind of electrical things for Germans, for Germany.
Was that within the ghetto?
In the ghetto, sure.
The factory was in the ghetto?
Factory is in the ghetto.
Do you remember the name of that factory?
No, I don't remember exactly. No.
All right.
That meant electric.
What were the conditions for working in there?
The conditions of working is you walk to work. You walk, no transportation. You walk to work, it took a half an hour, 20, I don't remember. You walk to work, and you worked about 12 hours.
12-hour day?
Oh, at least, something more.
What about on the demolition? Was that a 12-hour job?
Also, oh, sure, also 12 hours.
And was it in all kinds of weather?
All kind of weather, no difference. All kind. It was cold, it was raining, no difference.
How about in snow?
Snow too, same thing. Snow too. All kind of weather.
If you were working 12 hours, did they give you any food?
Yeah, they brought up during the day, like lunchtime. They brought up soup. They bring up and everybody got their own dish. A dish.
This is in the ghetto.
It is in the ghetto. In the ghetto, you got your own dish. You come over, and they put you a soup. You got your own spoon with your own dish.
What happened if you lost that dish?
If you lost that dish, it was a problem. I mean, they give you another dish.
They would give you another dish?
Oh, yeah.
All right. Were you ever paid for any of the work that you did?
Paid?
Yes.
No. I didn't get paid. They give me some tickets for food. Yeah, to get to the grocery store. That's like little groceries.
So they gave you extra food tickets?
Yes.
Food rations then?
You're right. Yes. Extra food tickets, yes.
All right, before...
When you didn't work, you didn't get it. You have to work to get this food. And we still was hungry, but they give you, yeah. You get some coupons, yeah.
And, okay. Were there any actions in the ghetto where they gathered people together and deported them from the ghetto?
Oh yeah, sure.
Tell me about that.
One of the big action was in 42 or 43, maybe 43, was a big action. All the children, they have to bring it outside, front from the house, on the yard, the backyard, and they took them away. They took away all the. You went to a selection. We went to a selection.
You also did?
Oh yeah, I was there with my sister. My parents already were dead, and